Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Smackdown review. Now, I'm aware that the next Smackdown episode is tomorrow. I apologise for having not done one yet. I have had quite a lot going on over the last week, including quite a lot of sport matches and going away, so quite a bit really. Therefore, I will just do a short review today with a couple of comments around a few things, just so I do review the one that was in Dublin last week, but unfortunately it's not going to be a full-length review like I normally do. So the show opens in Dublin, Ireland with Becky Lynch, which isn't very surprising, even though she's not on SmackDown, because a show in Dublin, Ireland is likely to open with one of their residents, or former residents at least. It's where she's from. And I saw what was going to happen in this particular segment coming from a mile off, really. I knew she'd be there, make it sound like she's on their side, and then come out with the "you don't deserve it, I'm a heel, and I'm doing much better without you. You guys have let me down." I feel like I've seen that sort of promo quite a lot, to be honest, so that hardly surprised me. And just how many times can you tell everyone about your hot husband? I mean, is that all you've got to say about him? Literally. Surely he has other qualities. Nothing about the fact he's champion or anything. It's, ooh, I have a hot husband. Anyway, she's interrupted by Tiffany Stratton, who says, "Go away if you don't like it here, and if not, I will make you leave." Then we have Nia coming out saying, "Why are you bothered about that?" Then they fight, Jade Cargill comes out, and that sets up our main event for the evening. I'm not a huge fan of Becky. I don't find her promos particularly good, but she does come out with some amusing comments every so often, and at least she appeared to have ditched the Michelin Man look for this particular episode. The Miz and Carmelo Hayes versus the Motor City Machine Guns. This was just a way of continuing the particular storyline that we have with Miz and Carmelo Hayes, with Miz taking the credit again. I don't know when Carmelo's going to turn snap. I expect that's going to happen at one point, but that's all this match was for, really, to further this particular storyline. Are they going to be in with a shot at the tag team titles? I can see that happening, especially with a win at least 2 weeks in a row. Piper Niven versus Charlotte Flair. Obviously, I was disappointed there was no Alexa this week. I hope she's okay. Just know, Alexa, I did miss you. Anyway, Charlotte goes out to take on Piper Niven. So, second week in a row, Piper Niven is facing a member of the Tag Team Champions. With Charlotte being alone this week, Piper was able to get the win thanks to some interference from Chelsea Green and Alba Fire. Now, I feel that was the right decision, especially if we're going to take the Secret Service seriously as potential title contenders. So, some time left to go in this rivalry, and we'll see what happens when Alexa comes back. I expect there will be a tag team title opportunity on the horizon, and it's good that the Secret Service, as I said last week, are being built up as a potential threat in that way. John Cena and Logan Paul, I found a little bit boring after a while, if I'm honest. I do like Logan Paul. I like the way he comes out and makes everyone dislike him. I do like it when he comes out and makes a comment about being in England, which he knows is going to annoy the Irish. That sort of thing I do find amusing. John Cena going on about what it takes to be a legend and that kind of thing. I feel like I've heard that sort of promo before. He delivered it well, but I'm not hugely invested in this rivalry anyway, because I think it's just a bit of a time filler. But we'll see what sort of match they have this weekend. I'll talk now about the assault at the end of the episode so I don't have to come back to it. Drew McIntyre says you've got to make a statement of some sort, and Logan Paul does that by punching John Cena with the brass knuckles at the end to try and give him a little bit of momentum going forward. The Street Profits versus JC Mateo and Tonga Loa. This was there for no reason other than to further the rivalry between the MFT, Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso. I feel it's looking like Sami is potentially going to get a shot at the United States Championship, but again, I'm not entirely sure what will happen with Jacob Fatu, who is also still around. Aleister Black was supposed to take on R-Truth next, but we had a very R-Truth-like sort of segment where he says, I've flown to the wrong place, so I'm not there, but we will have a replacement for you. Then, as I predicted, as soon as he said that, it's Damian Priest who comes out. They have a bit of a brawl, and making clear that there is still a rivalry going on there, which we will see more of going forward. This was there to just continue it. Drew McIntyre starts bragging about injuring Cody Rhodes in the next segment, and then we have Randy Orton coming out and surprising him with an RKO. So the rivalry between those two probably isn't over. I can see them possibly having a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship or something like that in the coming weeks, and then we will see what happens. It could end up as a triple threat, or we'll see. They likely both want to go after the championship, but will they do it with each other still in the way, or will that be a rivalry first while Cody is still recovering? Let's see what they do with that particular storyline. The main event, not a bad match really. I like the way it ended with the double finishers on Nia Jax, or the double splashes, whatever you want to call them, or double top rope moves, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, so it was a relatively good match, not particularly long, but it was won by Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. So Cargill is obviously still around the title picture. I expect Jax will be as well, though this could have been a way of removing her from it. Not entirely sure, but it meant that Dublin got to see Becky in action and were possibly happy that she didn't get the win due to the heat that she generated for herself earlier that evening. So my overall view of the show, it wasn't a particularly interesting one, if you ask me. I felt like it was there to sort of give us little progressions on the storylines. It was a bit predictable at times, and some of it was just a bit filler-like. But weekly shows can be like that. There's an awful lot that you've got to pack in sometimes during a week, things that you've got to find to put in there. So we're building towards Clash in Paris. We've got one more Smackdown tomorrow, and we'll see what that brings. Possibly another match for Clash in Paris, or not, but we will see, as I said. So thanks a lot all for watching. Thank you to Dublin for hosting, and I will see you all on the next video.